Shai Gilgeous-Alexander once called Kobe Bryant Michael Jordan on steroids. But what he's doing in the NBA today is so scary that people are comparing him to the greats.
He's playing basketball the way Kobe played it, the way MJ played it.
He's relentless, like Kobe Bryant.
After starting the year averaging more than 30 a night on historic efficiency, the league is starting to realize that something interesting is happening with Shai. And for the rest of the league, it is getting scary. But is it true? Is it time to start comparing Shai to Kobe? You won't even believe some of the comparisons that have been made this year. But we'll be taking a look at everything from footwork to mid-range game and everything in between. But first, let's start with SGA's consistency. Superstar scorers usually rise and fall with the rhythm of the season. One night they are unstoppable, and the next night they're human again. So far this year, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has erased that pattern entirely. And that's Paul Pierce's message here.
Yeah.
You know, he's starting to give me that Jordan presence. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking like, all right, he gonna get 30.
Yeah. You can clock it,
You
bro.
can clock 30.
You can clock it, bro.
Like, I said that.
He's a well-oiled machine.
I know we had Kobe, LeBron, KD, and they'll have big nights, but this dude is consistent 30s.
If you feel like Shai hasn't earned the right to be named alongside these superstars, wait till you hear what one of Kobe's teammates had to say. But then again, SGA walks into every arena with an expectation attached to him. And so far, it seems he can't miss. Right now, he is in the middle of a 93-game streak of scoring at least 20. Only Wilt Chamberlain has ever had a longer run. He has passed 30 in 15 of his last 17 games, and in 7 of them, he did it without even touching the floor in the fourth quarter. It is the kind of effortless production that used to belong only to the most feared scorers in history, scorers like Kobe Bryant. And Lou Williams, who saw Kobe Bryant punish guards from the same spots for years, believes he's watching the reincarnation of Kobe.
He more Kobe, but I know everybody gonna fight that. I know that's gonna be something that everybody like, what the fuck are you talking about? But that's how Shai is, man.
The crazy thing is, the numbers kind of check out. His true shooting score is above 63%, and he rarely turns the ball over. Defenses know exactly what's coming, and it still does not matter. He gets to his places, rises into that smooth release, and the scoreboard keeps climbing. And the real problem for the rest of the league is that this is only the beginning. Because the consistency is terrifying, but the way he creates those points is the part that changes everything. The modern NBA revolves around the three-point line, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has carved out a different path entirely. He is taking far fewer threes than the average superstar, yet he is shredding defenses by living in the in-between area that most players abandoned. NBA legend Tracy McGrady thinks it's incredible that Shai could do it.
I think he's incredible. I think, I'm not saying he's bringing it back, but because he's the MVP of the league, I think he's really put a spotlight on, we ain't got to shoot all these threes, right? We don't have to shoot all these threes. We can get here in the in-between game and make something happen. When the game gets tough, I could play around the free throw line and get to my spot.
This is what makes this version of Shai so dangerous. He is hitting more than half of his mid-range attempts, finishing at the rim with elite touches, and turning the non-restricted paint into a personal workshop. Then, the shooters around him widen the floor and force defenders to stay honest. And this is partly why some fans believe that SGA has a deeper bag than Michael Jordan. And we'll get into that soon, but even McGrady really sees similarities between Kobe, Jordan, and Shai.
He's playing basketball the way Kobe played it, the way MJ played it. In between game is what I see from Shai. And he's surrounded by shooters. So if he could get to his spots, and that's why he really didn't have too many bad games, because He's not settling for threes.
Shai is definitely one of the few superstars taking very few threes, and to think that he has the numbers to really prove that they don't really need to settle for threes is crazy. During the 2024-25 NBA season, Shai hit nearly 48% of his mid-range attempts while taking nearly 7 a game. Even Kobe's peak years lived in the 41 to 45% range, and while he took more contested shots, the gap in efficiency still stands out. The same pattern appears in isolation scoring. Kobe's best isolation seasons hovered around 1 point per possession. Shai is producing more than 1 point per possession, placing him firmly among the best in the league. And let's not forget that his turnover rate is just as low as his foul drawing is elite. And these facts make it even more interesting to compare him to Kobe. And wait till we show you what Kendrick Perkins had to say regarding their similarities. But first off, plenty of guards get compared to Kobe. But with Shai, the reasons run deeper. And here's Kendrick Perkins, who spent years trying to survive Kobe's best nights, recognizing the pattern instantly.
In basketball, he's knocking at the door of being the best player in basketball.
That was a solid knock. How did you?
He's efficient like Jordan. He's relentless like Kobe Bryant.
Perkins expanded the point with a level of respect usually reserved for legends.
When it comes down to how he attacks and how efficient he is, especially from the mid-range, right? When you talk about the guy that's leading the postseason in mid-range jump shots, that's him. 6'6", long arms, could post you up however you want it, is going to create space, turnarounds over both shoulders. He's dethroned Kevin Durant, in my opinion, right now as the best scorer in the league.
With Shai this season, every shot is measured and every read has a purpose. And if this is the version of Shai that appears nightly in November and December, the league has no idea what is coming when the games start to matter in April. What makes the comparison even more compelling is that Shai's footwork and isolation control are not only reminiscent of Kobe, they are producing efficiency numbers that Kobe never reached during his prime years. And this is not a slight to Kobe. It's a reflection of how Shai is building a modern interpretation of a style that defined 2 decades of basketball. Kobe built his reputation on an isolation game that merged power and precision. Plus, his footwork was sharp, angular, and explosive, especially during his early and mid-career seasons. Shai approaches isolation possessions with a different kind of violence. His movements feel slower, almost deceptive, until the defender realizes that the rhythm they're seeing is a trap. Every plant, every pivot, every shoulder turn looks like a continuation rather than a restart. That is what made Kobe so difficult to guard in his later years, and Shai is already operating with that level of maturity. So maybe what's happening with Shai is interestingly reminiscent of Kobe, but there are those who think he's already better than Jordan in certain aspects. And wait till you hear Gilbert Arenas' take on that. But before that, it's time to ask, are we witnessing another MVP season from SGA? Last season, he joined a group that only Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal had touched in 4 decades by winning the regular season MVP, the scoring title, and the finals MVP in the same campaign. Now he has returned looking even sharper, even calmer, and even more prepared for the nightly pressure that comes with being the best player on the best team. But if people already think you're better than MJ, then they might as well just give him the MVP already.
SGA has a deeper bag than MJ.
Yeah, I would say I agree that he has a deeper bag. One, yes, if the less athleticism you have, the more things you need to add to do the same thing as someone who's very athletic.
Indeed, lots of people believe Shai has a deeper bag than MJ. So what chance do teams have of stopping him? Is it possible for teams to even study what the 2004 Pistons did to Kobe? Is that possible in today's less physical game? Also, it's undeniable how he fits into the current OKC team. For instance, if defenses chase him off his spot, he drops the ball into Chet Holmgren for lobs. When the backside defender cheats toward the nail, the pass goes straight to the corner. Those are why his turnovers stay low and why his scoring stays high. So what can anyone do against such a player in such a team? Well, the league's best defenses are left with no choice but to hope he makes the wrong move. So far, he hasn't. Right now, we are watching a superstar who already climbed the mountain last season decide that reaching the top once was not enough. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander sharpened his footwork, deepened his bag, and turned consistency into a weapon that suffocates opponents before the fourth quarter even begins. As of December 3rd, 2025, the Thunder are 21-1. They are ahead of the Warriors' legendary pace, and their leader is blending Kobe's craft with Jordan's efficiency. However, do you think Oklahoma City can actually break the Warriors' 73-win record? Can Shai win another MVP while carrying this team toward another finals run? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. But then again, Shai is not the only superstar with some new development around him. You know, there's also something different about Anthony Edwards this season. Click the video on the screen to watch what's developing with him next.